No one could imagine that this little pony would become a hero. But Coco knew. True friends are always there, even when things get scary. Haley pressed her little nose against the cold kitchen window glass. Outside, snowflakes were dancing, and she dreamed of adventures. Grandpa shouted the 6-year-old girl. "Can I go see Coco?" Grandpa Thomas smiled from behind his newspaper. "Of course, princess. But dress warmly." Haley jumped with joy. She loved winter on the farm. It was so quiet and beautiful here. Not like the big city where she lived with her mom. "I'll put on all my jackets," she promised. 5 minutes later, Haley looked like a little teddy bear. Red hat, blue jacket, thick mittens. Grandpa laughed. "You definitely won't freeze." The little girl ran outside. Snow crunched under her boots. The air was so clean it smelled like winter. "Coco, where are you, little one?" Haley called. A small brown head peeked out from the barn. Coco was the smallest pony on the farm. He was only 2 years old, but he was already smart and kind. "Hi, my friend." Haley ran to the fence. Coco neighed happily. He always waited for his little friend. The girl brought him carrots and told him fairy tales. "Look at this snow." Haley held out her palm. "Do you think it's sweet?" The pony carefully sniffed her hand, then gently touched it with his nose. Haley laughed. "That tickles." "You're so funny, Coco." The girl took a carrot from her pocket. Coco munched it with pleasure. "I know a secret," Haley whispered. "Grandpa said there's a white deer living in the forest. She comes to the pond to drink water." Coco perked up his ears. He didn't understand words, but he felt the girl's mood. "Maybe we'll see her," Haley dreamed. She hugged the pony around his neck. Coco was warm and fluffy. He smelled like hay and winter air. "You're my best friend," she said. On the whole farm, in the whole world, snow was falling harder. Big flakes swirled in the air. Grandpa Thomas came out of the house. "Haley, come drink some cocoa." "Just a little longer, Grandpa," she pleaded. "Okay, but don't go far. The snowfall is getting stronger." Haley nodded. She petted Coco on his little nose. "See you later, buddy. Tomorrow we'll play again." The pony watched her go. He always worried about his little friend. That evening, when Haley was already asleep, Grandpa looked out the window. The snow wasn't stopping. By morning, there could be big drifts. "I'll need to check the pond," he thought. The ice is still thin, dangerous, and outside Coco stood by the fence. He was looking at the house where Haley slept. The pony didn't know why, but he felt anxious. In the morning, the sun shone through the clouds. Snow sparkled like diamonds. Haley woke up and immediately looked out the window. "Oh," she gasped. "What beautiful snow!" Everything around had become white and magical. The trees looked like something from a fairy tale. And far, far away, the frozen pond glistened. "I wonder if the deer really comes there," Haley whispered. She quickly got dressed and ran to breakfast. Curiosity was growing in her heart. And in her head, a plan for a little adventure was forming. Coco also woke up early. He felt that today would be a special day. A day when he would have to become a real hero. When a child dreams of wonder, even the wisest adults can't stop her. But a true friend always senses danger. After breakfast, Haley couldn't sit still. She kept looking out the window at the sparkling pond. "Grandpa, does the deer really come to the water?" she asked. Grandpa Thomas nodded. "Yes, princess. But it's winter now. She rarely appears. Maybe today." Haley jumped up. "The snow is so beautiful." "Maybe," Grandpa smiled. "But it's dangerous to go to the pond now. The ice is still thin." Haley pouted. Adults always worry about something. "I'll go to Coco," she said. "Okay. But be careful, little one." Haley got dressed and ran outside. Coco was already waiting by the fence. He neighed happily when he saw his friend. "Hi, buddy." Haley hugged him. "Do you want to see the deer?" The pony tilted his head. He always listened when the girl talked. "Grandpa says she's white as snow," Haley dreamed. "And she has big, kind eyes." Coco neighed softly. Something in the girl's voice made him alert. "What if we go to the pond?" Haley whispered. "Just a look from far away." The pony jerked his head up. He felt alarm. Winter, danger. Come on. Haley tugged on his lead rope. Nothing bad will happen. But Coco didn't budge. He planted his hooves firmly in the ground. Why don't you want to? Haley was surprised. We'll just look. The pony shook his head. He couldn't explain, but he felt something was wrong. Haley petted his nose. Don't be scared, Coco. I'll be careful. I promise. But the pony was still worried. He neighed and stomped his hoof. Okay, Haley sighed. Then I'll go alone. But not for long. Coco got even more scared. The girl alone? To the pond? This was very bad. He started neighing loudly, calling for help. Quiet, Coco, Haley whispered. Grandpa will hear and won't let me go. The pony wouldn't calm down. He ran around a pen and neighed. I'll be back quickly, the girl promised. You wait for me here. Haley quietly walked to the house. Grandpa was reading in his chair. She tiptoed past him. Going to Coco, she called from the doorway. All right, Grandpa replied without looking up from his book. But Haley didn't go to the pen. She turned toward the forest, toward the pond. The snow was deep. The girl walked slowly. Her boots sank into the drifts. Oh, it's so hard, she panted. But curiosity was stronger than fatigue. Haley really wanted to see the deer. And Coco continued neighing. He felt that his friend was in danger. Finally, the pony couldn't stand it. He took a running start and jumped over the low fence. Haley, he seemed to cry with his neighing. The little pony ran after the girl. The snow was deep for him, too. But he didn't give up. Haley had already reached the edge of the forest. From here, she could see the pond. The eyes sparkled in the sun. Oh, how beautiful, she gasped. The pond really looked magical. White ice, snowy banks, frozen reeds. Where's the deer? Haley looked around. She carefully looked everywhere. Maybe the white deer was hiding behind the trees? Suddenly, the girl heard neighing. She turned and saw Coco. Coco, she was surprised. How did you get here? The pony ran up to her. He was breathing heavily after running through the snow. Did you follow me? Haley smiled. Good, we'll search together. Coco tried to block her path to the pond. He neighed and pushed with his nose. What's wrong with you? The girl didn't understand. Why are you so restless? The pony pointed his head back, toward home, towards safety. You want to go home? Haley was surprised. But we just got here. She looked at the pond. The ice looked strong and thick. Maybe we'll go closer, she whispered. Just a little bit. Coco shook his head sharply. No, dangerous. But Haley was already taking her first step toward the pond. Snow crunched under her feet. The ice seemed so close. Don't worry, Coco, she said. I'll just look. The pony neighed louder and louder. He felt that something terrible was about to happen. In this moment, the little pony understood. Sometimes being a hero means screaming so loud that the whole world can hear. And he was screaming for two. Haley carefully stepped onto the ice. It seemed solid under her feet. Look, Coco, she smiled. Everything's okay. The pony neighed louder and louder. His heart was beating with fear. The girl took another step, then another. The ice cracked but held. What a beautiful view, Haley exclaimed with delight. She stood a meter from the shore. White snow sparkled all around. The pond seemed magical. Where's the deer? The girl looked around. Suddenly, she heard a strange sound. Sirac. The ice began to crack. Oh. Haley got scared. She tried to quickly return to shore. But it was too late. Crash. The ice broke under her feet. Haley fell into the cold water with a scream. H, she screamed. Help me. The water was up to her waist. Very cold. Haley tried to get out, but the ice broke under her hands. Coco, the girl cried. I can't get out. The pony was more scared than ever. His friend was in the water. She could freeze. Coco started neighing loudly, the loudest in his life. Neigh, neigh, neigh. Neigh, neigh, he screamed. But no one heard. The farm was far away. Coco, help me, Haley pleaded. Her teeth were chattering from the cold. Her hands were going numb. The pony ran back and forth along the shore. He couldn't leave his friend. But he couldn't help either. Suddenly, Coco understood. He had to run for Grandpa. Nay, he cried to Haley one last time, and raced to the farm like the wind. Snow flew from under his hoofs. The pony had never run so fast. Coco, don't leave me, Haley screamed. But the pony was already racing through the forest. He knew he had to find help quickly. In a minute, Coco burst into the farmyard. Grandpa Thomas was coming out of the barn. Nay, the pony screamed. Coco, Grandpa was surprised. What's wrong with you? The pony pushed him with his nose toward the forest. He neighed and stamped his hoofs. Where's Haley? Grandpa suddenly asked. Coco neighed even louder. He ran toward the forest and came back. Oh my God! Grandpa understood. Haley's in trouble. He grabbed a rope and ran after the pony. His heart was pounding with fear. Lead me, Coco, Grandpa shouted. The pony raced ahead. He was showing the way to the pond. And in the water, Haley was getting weaker and weaker. The cold was taking her strength. Coco, she whispered weakly. Where are you? Suddenly she heard voices. Grandpa was running through the forest and shouting. Haley, where are you? Grandpa, the girl screamed. I'm here. In the water. In a moment, Grandpa burst onto the pond shore. He saw his granddaughter in the water and got scared. Hold on, princess, he shouted. Grandpa quickly tied the rope to a tree. He threw the other end to Haley. Hold tight. The girl obediently grabbed the rope. Grandpa carefully pulled her out of the water. Oh, you're so cold. He wrapped his granddaughter in his jacket. Grandpa, I was so scared. Haley cried. Everything's okay now, little one. You're safe. Suddenly, Grandpa saw Coco. The pony was standing nearby and trembling. Not from cold, from worry. Coco. Haley reached out her arms. My hero. Grandpa understood everything. Did Coco save you? He asked. Yes, the girl nodded. He ran to get you. Grandpa looked at the little pony with respect. Thank you, boy, he said. You're a real hero. Coco neighed softly. He was happy. His friend was alive and healthy. Let's go home quickly, Grandpa said. We need to warm you up. He took Haley in his arms, and Coco walked beside them. He didn't move away from his friend anymore. Coco, you're the best friend in the world, Haley whispered. The pony touched her hand with his nose, as if saying, I'll always protect you. They walked home. Grandpa, the girl, and the little hero pony. Snow was still falling, but now it seemed kind and gentle. Haley understood real miracles don't happen in fairy tales. They walk beside us, on four little hoofs, with a big heart. Sometimes the biggest heroes have the smallest stature, but their hearts are as big as giants. At home, Grandpa quickly warmed Haley in a warm bath. Then he wrapped her in a soft blanket and gave her hot cocoa. How do you feel, princess? He asked caringly. Better, Haley answered quietly. But I was very scared. Grandpa sat beside her and hugged his granddaughter. Do you understand now why I didn't want you to go to the pond? Haley nodded and started crying. I'm sorry, Grandpa. I didn't listen. The main thing is that you're okay. Grandpa kissed her. And I'm very proud of Coco. He's a real hero. Haley beamed. Can I go see him? Of course. But dress warmly. Haley quickly got dressed and ran outside. Coco was standing by the fence waiting. Coco, she shouted. The pony neighed happily. He was so happy to see his friend healthy. My little hero. Haley hugged him. You saved my life. Coco neighed softly and nuzzled the girl. He felt her warmth and joy. You know what? Haley whispered. You're better than any fairy tale, dear. The pony tilted his head, as if listening to every word. You're not white and not magical, the girl laughed. But you're the kindest in the whole world. Grandpa watched from the window. His heart warmed at this picture. And you know what I realized? Haley continued. True friends don't abandon you in trouble. Coco neighed softly, as if agreeing. Even when it's scary. Even when you don't know what to do. The girl took a whole pack of carrots from her pocket. This is for you, she smiled. For being so brave, Coco munched the carrots with pleasure. And Haley, petted his neck. That evening, Grandpa called Haley's mom. What happened? Mom got scared. Everything's fine, Grandpa reassured her. But Haley got into danger, and the pony saved her. Grandpa told the whole story. Mom cried and laughed at the same time. Thank God Coco was nearby, she said. This pony is a real miracle, Grandpa agreed. The next day, Haley's parents arrived. Mom didn't let her daughter out of her arms for a long time. My precious treasure, she cried. Mom, Coco saved me, Haley said proudly. Dad looked at the little pony with respect. Show me this hero, he asked. The whole family went to the pen. Coco stood and waited patiently. Here he is, Haley pointed. The best pony in the world. Dad put his hand on the pony's head. Thank you, boy, he said. You saved the most precious thing we have. Mom wiped away her tears. How can we repay him? She asked. Coco doesn't need rewards, Grandpa smiled. Haley's love is enough for him. The girl hugged the pony. Right, Coco? We're best friends. The pony neighed and nuzzled her. Infinite love shone in his eyes. And you know what? Haley suddenly said, I want to become a veterinarian. Why? Mom was surprised. To help wonderful animals like Coco, her daughter explained. Grandpa smiled. He knew this adventure had changed his granddaughter forever. Before leaving, Haley said goodbye to Coco for a long time. I'll definitely come back in summer, she promised. And we'll play together again. The pony seemed to understand. He wasn't sad. He knew that true friendship doesn't depend on distance. Coco, Haley whispered, you taught me that heroes come in different forms, even small and fluffy ones. The girl kissed the pony on his nose. And that best friends are always there. Even when it's scary. The car drove away from the farm. Haley waved from the window. Goodbye, my hero, she shouted. Coco stood and watched her go. Grandpa Thomas petted his neck. Good job, boy, he said. You did something special. The pony neighed softly. He would remember this day for the rest of his life. The day when a little pony became a big hero. And far away in the city, Haley told all her friends about her rescuer. About the pony who taught her the most important thing. Real heroes don't wear capes. They have hooves, kind hearts, and never abandon friends in trouble. And every night, falling asleep, the girl dreamed of summer, of Grandpa's farm, and of the little brown pony who became her best friend for life.